Previously on Ex-Wives of Rock.
Break the up! You're a liar!
Not f***ing everybody on the face of the planet
What
and
claim to
writing
fame?
a book about it.
You just took it to a whole nother place, dude, that is beyond repairable.
I know that you love Athena, so let's not fight with Athena.
Athenian blue, mendable.
Remember last night Dad didn't show up for his gig? He's in jail.
He was supposed to pay the deposit for the venue.
Toby!
Not Toby.
James Kottak. He's kind of like termites.
No, kiss me.
Highly irritating and impossible to get rid of.
Get out of my house, James.
So you'd think an extended tour of a foreign jail would be exactly what Athena needed to shake him loose.
He's in jail in Dubai. Alcohol is against the law there, and it's also against the law to burn on their religion. It's also not a good idea to cuss, and it's also not a good idea to harass the flight attendants.
Unfortunately, though, his absence caused as many problems as his presence.
Her wedding deposit is due.
Yeah.
And he promised he'd pay for
Well, he
her
has to.
wedding. I have to do it now.
Toby!
Not Toby.
So I'm having donuts, and the guy from Breaking Bad walks in.
I tried to call you and you didn't answer.
Nice haircut, by the way. Courtesy of Dubai.
The big dude who's the foreman of the area said, "You, haircut." And I just said, "Cool, whatever, man. It's punk rock."
Wow. It's been nice, it's been quiet, it's been peaceful. Now I just feel like I need to put my cement shoes back on. Brace yourself. It's back!
Can I get a, "I'm glad you're home," or?
James, come on. You realize our daughter's engaged to
I know.
a Middle
I got
Eastern
you
family.
flowers. I think that's irrelevant.
Kinda not. James doesn't think anything's an issue. It's like, so what? I was in jail 30 days. Get over it. Move on. I'm trying to be good myself, and I can't do that.
This is what I'm asking you. You've gone like almost 2 years. You got it together on your end. I've been screwing around and doing things my way, of course, the James way, because of course I'm always right about everything. And then now I'm trying to get on board with you, you know? And, you know, honestly, I'm a changed man.
I've heard that like 800 times, and the only thing that's changed about him is his hair.
I'm a changed man, for real, man. If that doesn't do it, nothing will.
The only reason that he hasn't drank is because he was in jail. I had to pay all of the rent. I had to pay the deposit on Toby's wedding venue. Everything's not f***ing cool all the time. James does something and is only concerned about how James feels about it, how James's outcome will be, and how James is dealing with it. He's never stopped to go, how does Athena feel about this? How do the kids feel about this? Nothing. He's never given us any thought, ever. You come in here and talk your shit, and then 3
Look,
days later, boom.
I'm not gonna drink, and you know what? If I do drink, kick my ass out.
Wow, that's the first time he said that.
Hopefully you'll give me a chance once again. You know, I have to start somewhere. Shake.
Word. As much as I hate to admit it, Toby needs him around for the wedding. But if he drinks again, it's just done. He's out.
Look, I know. What do you think?
out here.
It's my new living room.
Blue invited me over to her house today, and she has tried to ply me with wine. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna go check it out.
I really thought a lot about this since we went to see the psychic, and since that day happened, I really put my heart into trying to figure out what has really been going on. Whether it's with, you know, Bobby or Athena or whoever it is, we say sorry, but we're not over it. Like, we never actually take the time to work through anything or do anything about it. And then months goes by, and then somebody's feelings get hurt again, and somebody snaps or somebody says something and it gets taken out of context. I just would like to change.
That's a bit of a surprise. I'm kind of curious to find out how she came to this decision.
You know, there's something going on. It's changing my perspective on stuff.
For all the problems she causes,
You could ever say that I'm milking an extra 15 minutes of fame off of my ex-husband's death?
I believe that deep down, Blue just wants to do the right thing.
You are a good person.
Even if she goes about it in ways that are anything but right.
This is not my intervention today.
You get high
You want
to
this
stop
in your
feeling.
face
You
in
come
2
down,
seconds,
you
you
hate
need to shut
yourself.
up.
Can you honestly tell me right now
God,
that you feel
you're
good
about to
about
piss me
yourself?
But just like all of us, sometimes it takes a real scare to make her realize the error of her ways.
You know, I went in and had my annual physical, and I had my mammogram and stuff, and I took like pretty much the week off and spent some time with Tripp. And then about a week later, I just started to feel like just was sort of burning. Something's going on. I don't know if it's muscular. I don't know what it is. The next thing I know, I mean, I've got stabbing, shooting pains all through my chest and into my rhomboid, and nobody can figure out exactly what's wrong. I'm freaking out. I'm scared right now. So I have an appointment to go get it looked at.
I think that Blue's recent health problems have made her maybe rethink what's really important to her in her life. And I think that Bobby and Athena are just that, even though they would be surprised to find that out.
So let me ask you something, darling. How are you going to bridge this gap between you and the enemies?
I'm gonna call Bobby.
You are?
I don't know if Bobby's gonna pick up the phone. Honestly, so much water is underneath that bridge, but if I kinda know Bobby the way I know her, she'll pick it up. She has a big heart and she forgives easily.
I really do want for this to not be the way it has been in the past, where it's like, okay, everything's fine, forgive you, okay. And then everybody's still really mad though. It's not really over.
You know what you should just do? Because this is what I think that Athena still is with you. I think that she feels like you glossed over the things that you've done wrong. Now, have you been perfect?
Hell no. Hell no.
She would probably find it super refreshing if you were just like, here's my flaws, this is what I did.
And this is how
Sorry.
unperfect I am. Let me count the ways. I am not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, nor do I think I am.
Well, I'm going to cheers to this because I think this is an amazing leaf that you're turning over. And I wish you luck because you're gonna need it. Let's drink to that.
Wow, I'm shocked. Miracles do happen.
Just goes to show you, even though their patterns are generally predictable, the ex-wives can still surprise each other every once in a while.
So James is out of jail.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's home. He's a changed man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure. I'm just completely exhausted, and I just need to talk about all the craziness before I explode. So, first person I always talk to is Bobby.
Are you open to letting him show you that he's changed?
Yeah, I mean, if he has, for sure.
You know, who am I to give this type of advice? I can't say whether she's being smart or not because this is somebody she's been with for however many years and however many kids. I think that she's hopeful and I am gonna support her hope, but.
So what's the ultimatum? Is there one?
Yeah, as soon as he drinks.
Or if he drinks?
That's the way that's gonna work. Here's the weird thing though,
What?
this I cannot wait to see is Toby's engagement party, right? You know Tyler's family's all Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
He's gonna be so uncomfortable.
It's just a little awkward. So James has been touring for pretty much his whole life, and he chooses this year to get thrown into a Middle Eastern jail when our daughter's marrying into a Middle Eastern family. Speaking of awkward, check out what I did.
What?
I went with Blue to the psychic, Amy.
Oh God, you guys finally went? Like she actually went?
She went, but like on the way inside, she was super nervous. She's like, I'm so nervous.
Why?
I'm so nervous, and I told her it was gonna be cool.
Yeah, well it should be cool to anyone.
It kind of wasn't though.
Why?
Because she
got called out on her
She did, dude.
I do sense that you do distort things, and that can happen. It's coming from abandonment and wanting to, like you said, be perceived a certain way so that she can get the love.
Basically, from what Amy said, is that it might be a good idea to treat her more caring, you know, because she did go through a lot. And then she started to get into like a really sad childhood and how horrible it was. She's got some secrets that, I even talked to her after Blue left, and she's like, you should just really see her as someone who is
broken.
Yes.
Oh.
A lot of people have had bad childhoods or things that they've had to deal with. I feel it doesn't give you an excuse or a right to be a jerk.
I get that. I mean, I can understand that, and I feel empathy for her, but like, it's hard to do that with someone when they're attacking you constantly and hating on you constantly. Like, I'm the most forgiving person I know. I'm just sick of being mad at her. She doesn't care to salvage my friendship.
I think she does.
I don't.
So, I don't know, would you even be open to...
In this moment, right now, I'm not open to being friends or even considering it.
At this point, I'm pretty sure James and Athena have tried just about everything you can imagine to make their relationship work.
Hi! Hey. Today, James and I are feng shuiing our little love nest. Yay.
Oh, except for that one. They definitely haven't tried that one.
Yeah, I'm totally desperate and something's gotta give, so if I can change some of the funk in the house with feng shui, then bring it.
What I've got for you here is a compass reading of your home. It's the age of the home, it's the orientation of the home, and it's y'all's birth date figured into it. The compass degree is going to tell us what kind of energies are impacting your lives. To begin with, let's talk about the good stuff.
Shocked that there's good vibes? Yeah, I don't see them.
Athena, you are, because of your birth date, considered a fire person. That means you sparkle, you shine, you like a fire. You may move quick, you may think a little quick, and sometimes you may be a little accident prone, just a little, because you're moving so fast.
Accident prone, that's an understatement.
Now what's interesting about this house is this house sits east, and that makes it a wood house. You're a fire woman. That means that this house feeds you. It feeds the energy that makes you.
I don't think James is buying it yet.
This is so beautiful and so good. Now you say, well, why the hell isn't my life better?
I could say that, yeah.
If this vital life chi was not here, it would not be as easy as it is.
I don't even want to know what it would be like without this vital life chi.
Yeah?
See, I thought feng shui was like, where do you put the vase?
It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
Question,
Yes.
2 things. Number 1, is there going to be a test after this?
For
And
you, yes.
Okay.
For Athena, no.
Oh, she's totally cool. I thought she was cool, and actually, I started to get interested in it. Okay, so you can get the funk out of here.
I can get the funk out of here with the treatment.
Okay, cool. Enough of this stuff. Let's go get our G on.
You want moving water in the back to improve the finances, and you want mountain in the front to improve relationship.
Mountain in the front?
Mountain in the front,
Water in the back.
This area over here, no water.
None.
This area over here, is where we want to put our water feature. We want to have the water amount to be roughly 0.05% of the square footage of your home.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't even know what she's talking about anymore. I'm lost.
This.
She's not gonna high-five you.
Wait, salmon shake.
Oh, jeez. You know, it'd be one thing if James was the only bizarre person Athena had to deal with in life. Nope, he's not.
The wasps are after me.
Is it hot enough for you?
Blue asked me to come over and she sounded upset. Not sure what's going on, but just what's the deal?
Having a really hard time wrapping my head around all this stuff, to be honest with you. I'm freaking out. I'm really freaking out. I've got like massive silicone leakage into the lymph nodes on one side and a mass on the other.
It's becoming increasingly clear that after 20 years of friendship, Athena and Blue still don't have that much in common.
I'm sorry that I was so annoying.
Are you joking? What are you, 12?
You did say that you were completely over her.
I'm over when
her.
was I under her? Who
And you were
says
over
that?
her.
But in spite of all their differences,
Having a really hard time wrapping my head around all this stuff, to be honest with you.
they always come through for each other when they need it most.
I go to the doctor and I have all the symptoms of silicone poisoning and leakage into the lymph nodes on one side and a mass on the other. I can barely breathe. It hurts so much.
Oh, you feel it?
Oh, now.
Yeah.
And I went from competition doing 18 or 19 aerial inversions on a spinning pole. I can't invert once now. I mean, I've got stabbing, shooting pains all through my chest. We got a deconstruction surgeon that's gonna go in and scrape out the chest, and an immunologist to come in and see if it's in the lymph nodes and if it's creating any type of connective tissue damage or lupus or whatever else out there can happen if it gets into the nodes.
She really has to not freak herself out. First off, don't trip on that because that'll drive you crazy just worrying and waiting. She's just assuming all these things and without having the tests done yet, and that's the quickest way to lose your mind. I used to freak myself out. And you know what? More than once, it happened where it was just like everything was okay. And so all that time I spent freaking out for what? I drove myself insane. Keep your brain, like, occupied and do fun stuff.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Blue. You're very welcome. I'm sorry to hear all this stuff.
It's been a long time since we've been able to just like chillax like this, like the old times.
I know.
It was really nice.
It's cool. It's cool.
Really nice.
I like this. This is good.
This is really good, right?
This is good. I always have liked the honest, chill version of Blue. When she just gets crazy, that's the one I can't handle. The bullshit Blue.
How's Bob doing?
She's good. She's Bobby. She's doing her thing.
You think we're gonna be able to all of us be in the same room again anytime soon?
Yeah, I don't see how Blue and Bobby being in the same room won't cause awkwardness.
Oh my God, this smells amazing.
Pasta!
Just as I'm not sure how James being in the same room with Toby's new Middle Eastern in-laws won't cause awkwardness.
Is that everything?
No.
Oh my God. James and I are hosting Toby and Tyler's engagement party today. What could possibly go wrong? I knew Tyler had a big family, but I didn't know he had a huge family. And they're funny, and they're cool, and they're sweet, and they're nuts. But in a super cool way.
Toby, you look gorgeous. You look awesome. Hi. Look, all these people are here.
No. They love Toby, and I see it. And I know she's in good hands.
Let's see!
Like, I always wanted a huge family, and now I got one. So far, so good.
It's just incredible how things came together. Because I kept going, okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the disaster, or her coming in crying her eyes out, going, I hate him, and it hasn't happened.
I like Toby, and I thought she's a wonderful girl. And I said, okay, she's good. We just fall in love with her.
It happens.
So what happened? You was out of town for a while?
I was. I didn't know if you were going to bring that up.